And good afternoon. We welcome you in. It's the Patrick Netherton Show right here on 1130 The Tiger. Yeah, we are. That's what I'm talking about. Rogers, I couldn't be a happier camper today. My belly's full of barbecue. Whew. I'll get into all of that in just a sec. But we're here. We're hanging out. We're happy to have you with us. Belly full of barbecue. That makes old Patty a pretty happy boy, pretty happy lad. So we'll talk about why my belly's full of barbecue coming up. We've obviously got all kind of fun stuff going on in the world of sports. We got day baseball happening. That's always tons of fun. Little day baseball, and we also have a more WNBA stuff. I mean, every day you turn around. Now they're harassing people are harassing the Chicago Sky players and mostly Kennedy Carter. So we'll discuss some of that. We've got NBA. The playoffs finally get started. It took a while, but we finally got to the actual playoffs, the finals, and the finals will begin coming up this evening. And then, whatever else is on your mind. We mentioned day baseball going on. We've got the Guardians leading the Royals 2-1. That's happening. Toronto is currently up 3-0 on Baltimore. The Memorial is underway. Jack's tournament up in Ohio. So all kind of fun stuff happening in the world of sports. So we'll get into all of it. And we have 2 more LSU items to give away today. We'll give away 2 more tomorrow, but we've got 2 more to give away today. So very much looking forward to that. We've got a potential massive bit of coaching news in both college basketball and the NBA. It affects both of them. So we'll get into that as well. So yeah, a lot of stuff to get after happen today. Giving away 2 LSU items. We've already had several people that have texted in and asked for entries, which we appreciate. That's what we're wanting you to do is text in. And look, I even had a few folks text in this morning. Kind of at the end of Rogers, did y'all mention anything about it on Fletcher's show? Because I had a wave of text messages right as Fletcher's show ended this morning. Did y'all say anything about it on the show this morning?
About what?
About my giveaways of the LSU stuff?
Oh, no.
Okay. I didn't know if he mentioned or something, because I had a wave of text messages at like the end of 9 o'clock or an early 10 o'clock. And I was like, did Fletcher say something about it? All of a sudden there's a wave of folks texting me at 9:50, 10 a.m. Okay, that's cool then. But yeah, we're giving away a couple of items, LSU items. We've got a really pretty tie. That's the official LSU tartan plaid pattern that we'll give that away. It's really nice, and it actually doesn't have any LSU branding on it except on the back. But on the front, I've still got it in the package, so it may have a little reflection on it. But yeah, really nice tie. It's purple and gold with white in a kind of a plaid pattern. And then we've also got an LSU koozie that we're giving away. What we're going to do is we're going to take entries for both. If you enter, you'll be entered for both. And just a little koozie. On one side it says LSU alumni, Shreveport Bossier, and friends. And on the back side it says Boo Bama, which, I mean, that stands to reason. That would be what an LSU fan would want to do is Boo Bama. So we've got both of those to give away today. If you would like to be entered, all you have to do is text us on the Bobby L. Green Plumbing text line. Tell us that you would like to be entered, and we will get you in. Again, like we said, we've already had a bunch of entries from folks this morning, even before the show, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But again, we're going to enter everyone. Then we'll do a giveaway for the koozie and a giveaway for the tie. Everyone will be entered for both, and here's hoping. Here's hoping we get some winners. We've already given away an LSU fan and an LSU little mixer cup. We've given both of those away. We're going to send everything out next week or maybe this weekend when I got a little free time, or maybe early next week we'll send everything out. So I'll get addresses for everyone, and we will send them away. All right. So it is the Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM. He is Rogers back at the old studio. I am Patrick in my home, and happy to have you with us. Looking forward to a good day of chitter chatter and talking and going back and forth and whatnot. And hopefully you will be able to participate a good bit. So if you would like to get in touch with the show, you can call us at the Pearl Hotline. And again, that is phone lines. It works just fine, even though I'm over here in South Shreveport and Rogers is over in West Shreveport. The phone line works great. So feel free to call us. Matter of fact, tomorrow on the phone line, we'll chat with Chris Vanini from The Athletic. We'll get his thoughts on NCAA Football 25 that's coming out. He was able to go and get a tour of the facilities and play the game. Again, the game's still in its beta. It hasn't been finalized. They're still working, and part of them going and playing the game, and it was a bunch of media members. Part of them going to play the game was to identify various bugs within the system, and that helps to. That helps helps them out as developers. Like, hey, we saw this bug, we saw this, this needs to change or whatever. And you got a lot of college football fans in there who know a lot about what's going on, so they're able to do some kind of on-site correcting and hey, this needs to change, this doesn't look right, whatever. And the EA Sports folks listening and able to take some feedback. But again, the Pearl Restaurant Hotline is 318-RALLY-45. That's 318-725-5945. You can also reach us on the, hey, Coach. You can also reach us on the Bobby L. Green Plumbing text line. That number is 318-657-0HAM, 318-657-0426, also known as the Bobby L. Green Plumbing text line. We are available to you on the YouTube channel if you would like to tune in that way. Highly recommend it to you. And again, we ask if you have not subscribed to the YouTube channel and you enter the contest, please subscribe. It's not a requirement. You don't have to show proof that you've subscribed to the channel or anything like that, but I would appreciate it. Just call it a favor to yours truly. We're only 10 away from 400 subscribers. So we're trying our best to get to 400 and then ultimately get to 500. I'd like to be at 500 and kind of have the stream rolling by the time we get to football season, which, by the way, isn't that far away. August is not that far away now. So, you're looking at 2 months and 2.5 months or so before college football begins again. So definitely want to make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. So please go to youtube.com/@NethertonShow. youtube.com/@NethertonShow and subscribe to the channel. We are also available for you on Twitter or X, whatever you like to call it these days. The main feed is @NethertonShow, @NethertonShow. That guy over there would be @HeyBoyRogers, @HeyBoyRogers, and I would be @PT_Netherton. So @PT_Netherton, @HeyBoyRogers, @NethertonShow are the ways that you can get in touch with us over on Twitter/X. We are also available, if you like, over on the app. The app's a great way to tune in. 1130 The Tiger. Search for that on Google Play or iTunes App Store, and you can listen to us on crystal clear HD audio. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth, the legend. We're introducing him early today.
We represent the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild, and in the name of the Lollipop Guild, we wish to welcome you to Munchkin Land.
Hey, boy!
Hey, boy.
Hi, man.
Hello.
What's up, brother?
What's going on with this?
Well, I want to talk about having barbecue for lunch today, so that's why I decided to go a little early. But how are you? Everything good in your world? Tell me what's going on.
Just trying to maintain.
Yeah, I heard that, brother.
Another day of sports talk.
It's oh, that's right. You have to. How was that yesterday? You
It
just
was not
late.
good.
Just no.
Yeah.
Was it not good because of the content, or was it not good because you had to be there?
A little bit of both.
Okay. That's fair.
A little bit of both.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Was there some LSU
Kinda,
gloating?
it was tough. It was tough biting the old tongue of not wanting to give my opinion on something that was being said, but I let that go because that's not my job.
Okay. You'll have to text me and fill me in on what the conversation was.
Yeah, I'll just put it to you this way.
Okay.
It's not all Angel Reese's fault.
Oh, okay. I got you.
She didn't start this whole thing, but somebody is of the opinion that she did.
Yeah, I got you. I hear you. Okay. Look, she's playing a little bit of the villain, and that's okay. You know, look, you need a villain out there. What the crazy thing is that I'm 100% convinced that the players in the league and the league itself have no idea how to handle this. Right? The only person I think that seems to understand how to handle it is Caitlin Clark, and that's because she's been under the microscope now for years. 2-3 years now that she has been, the face of women's basketball. So I think she's used to dealing with it. I don't think anybody else is. I don't think the current WNBA players are used to it. I don't think that, Angel Reese is used to it, even though she's very popular and has been. I don't think that the media, I don't think that the WNBA leadership, like none of them are seemingly equipped to deal with the influx of eyeballs and opinions that are now flying around the WNBA. And it's not anybody's fault. Like it's not any one person's
this
fault.
right here actually went back to college. And the one opinion was this all started because Angel did the hand to the face to Caitlin and did the ring thing without giving credit to, well, Caitlin did it to other girls before she got it done. But it started right there because where'd she go to college? LSU.
Right. No, I mean, look,
it all started with Angel started this with the finger and the hand thing when I'm like, no, that's not how this started.
Yeah, by the way, Caitlin Clark was trash-talking people 2 years before that.
But for some reason it started with an LSU player.
Right. Rogers, I don't want to, I hate when it's like you see a small white receiver and your only comparison is another small white receiver. Like, I don't want to compare Caitlin Clark to another white basketball player simply because she's white. But the best comp for her is Larry Bird. And the reason why is because Larry Bird was one of the most notorious trash talkers. The difference is you didn't see him do it. Right? And by and large, when Caitlin Clark is trash talking people, you don't necessarily see it. You see the complaining to the officials. You see her get after her team from time to time. You see her get frustrated with herself. But you don't really see her talking smack. Now, she did the "you can't see me" thing at one point, which, by the way, was in the direction of her own bench, was not towards anyone else. But she is a notorious trash talker. Like 100%, she's out there talking smack the whole time. And again, I liken it to Larry Bird because he was also a quiet trash talker, but one of the biggest trash talkers in the league. Like you ask anyone and you hear stories about Larry Bird, it's always, man, he just wouldn't stop. Like he was just steady talking the whole time. He's like, he would be pulling up from three talking about, y'all need to get someone else out here to guard me or else I'm going to score 70. Just constant trash talk. And that's what Caitlin Clark is doing. She's also trash talking. The difference is we don't really see it. What we see is the complaining to the officials. We see her with the demonstrative when she misses or when one of her teammates can't handle a pass, things like that. So yeah, it did not start with Angel Reese and the pointing to the ring and the ring finger and the "you can't see me." Like again, Caitlin Clark is a notorious trash talker. She just trash talks more quietly, except for the whole "you can't see me" thing that she did. But again, that was to her own bench. That was not at an opposing player. But yeah, like to me, the major issue is not that there's trash talking, because I promise you the WNBA is a league full of trash talkers. You ever seen Diana Taurasi? She's one of the trash talkingest people in the world. Like, there is no doubt about that. And she admits it. And people around her will tell you, yeah, she's talking nonstop. When she and Sue Bird were doing their show together during the women's tournament, they kind of talked about their styles when it came to trash talking. And Sue Bird was like, yeah, Diana doesn't stop. Like, she is nonstop trash talk. She goes, me, on the other hand, I don't say a word because I'm worried that I won't be able to back it up, or I'll get, someone will get mad at me and go and get me. She's like, so I just go and do my business. She's like, Diana is nonstop chatter. So it's not like this is some new thing in the realm of the WNBA. The difference is the number of people that are paying attention to the league. And they have never had the kind of numbers that they're having right now. They have never had the kind of attendance that they are dealing with right now. They have literally never had ratings. Like, every outlet that has broadcast a WNBA game this year has set records for most watched broadcast in WNBA history. And so I don't think the league and the officials and the folks that are the administration of the league, I don't think any of them are prepared for it. I don't think they understand what to do. I think they grew so fast, so quickly, that they are kind of lost in how to deal with all of this. I think that's the major issue right here. It's not that the players are trash talking to each other. It's not even that they're being aggressive or physical or going after each other or what. The real issue is the league doesn't know how to handle the attention that they are receiving. That's the major problem, right? I mean, how many, Stephen A. can talk all he wants about how we were covering the we've done more for women's sports in the last 3 years than any show, and Monica McNutt can go after him and throw shade at him, and all these various other programs, whatever. Like, the women's college basketball and the WNBA have never been more popular. They have never had ratings like this. They have never had eyeballs like this. And the WNBA, as of now, is failing to either capitalize on it or be able to handle what's going on in their league. And that's the major issue right now. So we can talk more about that if you want to. Obviously, we've talked a lot. Look, we've talked more WNBA in the last 2 weeks than we've talked in the entirety of this show combined. Right? I can't tell you. I probably watched, before this year, I probably watched combined maybe one whole game. Like, I've watched like 2 or 3 minutes here, 5 minutes there, whatever. I'm not going to sit here and claim to be some WNBA expert. What I can tell you is that the league is not handling itself right now. They need to. The officials all need to get on the same page as to what is a foul, what is a flagrant, what is a technical. They need to impart a little more judgment when it comes to things that are happening during the course of a game. Right? We don't call the technical flagrant on Carter when she knocks down Caitlin Clark, but we give Angel Reese 2 technicals and throw her out of the game because she's showing up the officials. Right? There's got to be a balance there somewhere where, okay, Carter deserves to get a technical, yes, but Clark, but Angel Reese doesn't deserve to be kicked out. It's one of those things that, hey, I'm going to tee you up and you need to be quiet. Like, look, I've given you a tee, that's showing you, all right, I don't want to hear from you anymore. Right? And then if she crosses the line after that, then you are justified in going ahead and throwing her out. But unless she got a technical earlier in the game that I was not aware of, it was foul. She mouthed off, technical. She kind of put her hand out, technical, and you're gone. There was no time frame where the official went over and said, "Hey, I've given you 1 tee. I need you to pipe down now, or else you're getting tossed from this game." There was never any of that. So, yeah, I just right now it's a league that doesn't have any idea how. Excuse me. It's a league that doesn't understand how to police itself right now. Buster texted in. We got a little story about Buster coming up here in just a sec as well. said they're all mad because Caitlin Clark's getting the credit for it. Instead of reaping the benefits of it, they're speaking out against her, showing how stupid they are and immature as well. Well, here's the thing. 98% of the WNBA has said nothing about Caitlin Clark and has said certainly nothing negative about Caitlin Clark. They want to play her physical. They want to get after her. They kind of want to. It's more than just, hey, rookie, welcome to the league. In what's going on with how they defense Clark, but at the same time, they also understand she's incredibly dangerous, right? And you don't want to be the team where she goes off and has 40, because then you're leading Sports Center, because you're the team that let her get 40. So I understand why they're playing her the way they are. The difference is going above and beyond what's happening during the course of the game or during the course of game play. And when you go into now we're hitting her after the whistle, we're hitting her during a dead ball, all of that kind of stuff. All right, speaking of Buster, I kind of had forgotten and then remembered that my friend Daryl Walker, a.k.a. Sweetie, if you know Sweetie's Barbecue down in Natchitoches, Sweetie, who just came back from winning 4th place ribs at Memphis in May. And by the way, if you don't know what Memphis in May is, it is... I mean, you could argue, other than the KC masterpiece, you could argue that Memphis in May is the biggest barbecue festival in the world. It is one that all barbecue pitmasters circle on their calendar. You have to win other events in order to qualify, or you have to get enough qualifying points to even be invited to Memphis in May. It's an invitational. Not everyone can go in there and participate. And so Sweetie, a.k.a. Daryl Walker, is, got to meet him. I'd heard about him in Natchitoches. We kind of hadn't been able to get down there. They're not open on the weekends. And so I hadn't been able to, I'm usually in Natchitoches on the weekends. I don't make a lot of trips, kind of day, midweek day type of trips. So I hadn't had a chance to get by his brick and mortar spot, but he's got a trailer. So I saw online yesterday that his trailer was going to be in Shreveport today, over in Shreve City. So I thought, well, all right, it's, they're opening at 11 in Shreve City. That's, it's 10 minutes away from my house. I can get over there and get a little barbecue and head back and enjoy, and, we'll have a little treat, and I'll get a chance to say hi. Now, I got to meet Sweetie at the East Bank Mafia when they had their barbecue cook-off over at the East Bank in Bossier. I was able to meet Sweetie. He was one of the judges. I was judging. He was judging. Andrew Caskey from over at Bad Wolf in Ruston, who, again, I still contend is the best barbecue in the state of Louisiana. He was one of the judges, and a bunch of the East Bank folks were the Seventh Tap, and all those folks were there judging. So Sweetie was one of the judges, as was his wife. They were both there. They call themselves the king and queen of barbecue. And so got to meet him, and just a tremendous guy. Like not only that, but he was on an episode of, gosh, I can't remember what it's Michael Simon's show about going around to barbecue competitions. I can't remember what the name of the show is. But basically, Michael Simon goes around to various barbecue competitions. He meets the pit masters. He talks to them about how they kind of handle what they do. He samples some stuff, and then he's there for judging and announcing and all that stuff of the winners. So that's where I first kind of saw Sweetie. Michael Simon went over to his truck and chatted with him, and he's a big personality. Just a sweetheart. You can understand why he's got the name Sweetie. Well, when I found out he was bringing the truck up to Shreveport, I was like, well, I got to take the opportunity. So I go out there, and I see him, and Rogers, you know the best benefit of knowing a pitmaster, or knowing the guy that runs a particular operation, is that typically they'll slip you some stuff kind of on the down low. So I get there, and we're waiting because they were running a little behind. He said it took him forever to get out of Natchitoches. They had to keep going back for stuff, and so they finally got set up. They opened about 11:45. They're still open right now, I'm assuming. So if you're hearing this and you still haven't eaten, or you just want to grab some food, go to Sweetie's. I promise you won't be disappointed. But he said, hey, come around to the back door. And so I go around the trailer to the back, and he hands me a rib. which, by the way, was delicious. Now, Rogers, you'll appreciate this, and I think I told this story when we had the barbecue competition over at the East Bank. And that is, they asked me, because I'm a certified judge, I was the only certified judge there. Now, there were obviously some pit masters and just some, folks that enjoy barbecue. Some rank amateurs, some guys that knew what they were doing. Like I mentioned, Andrew Caskey at Bad Wolf over in Ruston, and Sweetie, who, owns his own place. So they asked me to kind of run down the kind of what you look for when you're judging barbecue. And one of the things I mentioned was fall off the bone ribs, how you don't want ribs that fall off the bone. You want ribs that stay together. And when you take a bite, you don't want it to be tough, but you want there to remain a bite mark. Well, Sweetie took exception with that and was like, wait, no. He's like, my ribs are fall off the bone ribs. He's like, and I've won and the dude won Memphis in May ribs in 2021, and this year he finished 4th in ribs at Memphis. And again, if you're a top 10 at Memphis in May, you're an absolute stud in the world of barbecue. And Sweetie won them back in 2021, and he finished 4th this year. So he's like, no. He's like, my ribs fall off the bone. And I'm like, no, don't tell me that, Sweetie. Come on, man. We can't. Like, if I'm judging a rib and I pick that thing up and all the meat falls off, or if I take a bite and all the meat comes off with it, like, I was like, I got to give you, that's a little too cooked. And he's like, I don't know what to tell you, man. And again, he's got the credentials to back it up. So he calls me around back today. And by the way, Squishy asked where the truck is. It's at Shreve City right now. I think they're going to be there till they run out, or maybe till like 3, something like that. But it's in the kind of the parking lot in Shreve City. Now in Natchitoches, he's got a brick and mortar spot on Texas Avenue. But in Shreveport, right now he is located over in Shreve City. Basically, where the circular building is in Shreve City. Kind of towards the Bossier side of that, there's like a big parking lot next to what used to be, I think, a Wendy's. There's kind of a big open parking lot, and he's parked right in there. It's a black trailer being pulled by a red truck. If you go over there, and obviously tell him we sent you, we'd and get the ribs, because I'll tell you, they ain't lying, man. The ribs were delicious. So he hands me a rib, and he said, you better hold it with 2 hands or it'll fall apart. And I'm like, man, don't tell me that. Like, come on. And so I took a bite, expecting that all the meat was going to slide off, at once, because that's what fall off the bone ribs typically do. But I took a bite, and it left a bite mark. And I'm like, Sweetie, I'm like, you told me these were fall off the bone ribs. Like, I took a bite and left a bite mark. He goes, yeah, but if you let that other side go, it's going to fall off. And I'm like, okay, so like the bones are because that's where that little connective cartilage area right there towards the end of the rib. And I'm like, okay, so I was like, your ribs aren't truly fall off the bone. Like, the bite is still good and correct. I was like, so you kind of told me you they're tender, and they're maybe 5% overly tender, but they're fine. Like, I had no problems with the bite on his ribs. And they were absolutely delicious. Absolutely delicious. So, if you get a chance to go by either in Natchitoches down on Texas Avenue, they're open on weekdays. I'm not sure exactly, like maybe Tuesday through Friday, something like that. Go check them out, or go to Shreve City today, right now, and get some. I got a thing of brisket. I got a thing of ribs. And by the way, I got some sausage, which was good. I also got bread pudding. That bread pudding is one of the best things I've ever eaten in my entire life. That bread pudding was spectacular. Like, I can feel my blood. Matter of fact, Rogers, I'm going to check my blood sugar right now after housing that bread pudding that I had there for dessert. Actually, my blood sugar is still in range. That's amazing. I honestly can't believe that my blood sugar is not like 300 right now. 142. I'm honestly a little shocked by that. But that bread pudding was amazing. So I would tell you, if you go to Sweetie's, get you a bunch of ribs. They are amazing. Get you a bread pudding. It was incredible. The cornbread side was delicious, although I had ordered it, but it didn't. I don't think I ended up getting it. But man, you can't go wrong at Sweeties. So go check them out. Didn't mean to turn this into an infomercial for Sweeties barbecue, but Sweetie's such a good dude. His wife is so good. Like, they're really good people, and they are definitely folks that deserve to be to have good things happen to them. And I'm glad they got a 4th place at Memphis in May, and hopefully a sign of more good things to come. Go out and check them out if you can get by there before they sell out. Over on in Shreve City, right there. They're in the parking lot closest to Shreveport Barksdale, and I guess we would say that would be the, let's see, you go east into Bossier, so that would be the northeast corner of the Shreve City parking lot. So over kind of by where the Burger King or Wendy's was. I think it was a Wendy's, and now it's, or maybe an Arby's, I don't know. But now it's there's nothing in that building. So go check them out. We love our friend Daryl Walker and Sweetie's Barbecue. We also love our sponsors, the Pearl Restaurant and Bobby L. Green Plumbing. Such incredible folks. We're going to tell you all about them as this show continues on. Don't forget, we're also giving away a couple of LSU items. We got a really nice LSU koozie. Says LSU alumni, Shreveport, Bossier, and friends on one side, and Beat Bama on the other side with a little tiger face on it, or excuse me, Boo Bama on one side, and then we've also got this sweet LSU tie that we are giving away, purple and gold with white on it. It's the official tartan plaid pattern of LSU. So we got all that we're giving away, and definitely doing that today. So all you have to do to be entered for that is just text us on the Bobby L. Green Plumbing text line, 318-6570-HAM, 318-657-0426. Send us a text. Tell me you want to enter, and we will enter everyone. It'll be one big pool. So we're not going to separate folks who want the tie versus want the koozie. It's just going to be one big pool. We'll put everyone together. We'll randomly pick a number, and that will be whoever. We'll pick one random number. That'll be who wins the tie, and we'll pick a random number for the koozie. So that's what we got going on. It is the Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM. Got baseball going on. We got the NBA Finals getting underway tonight at 7:30. We've got potential massive news out of NBA/college basketball, and other things that are going on in the world of sports. WNBA continues to be a topic as well. We'll take a break, come back. Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM, and the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@Netherton Show. Go give us a subscribe. It is absolutely free. We'll be back. Such a great song. It's the Patrick Netherton Show, 11:30 The Tiger, Rogers and Patrick. That's us. La Hein. Yeah. I guess we don't have the Blues aren't in the finals this year, so not going to hear Gloria nearly as much as we did. That was a magical run. As I recall, Rogers, you may remember this. I think didn't they have the worst record in the league at one point, and then they came back to?
Oh, I have no idea.
I want to say they were like had one of the worst records in the league at the All-Star break or something, and then came back to win the Stanley Cup. Really, anyway, a great story. All right, so Patrick Netherton Show, 11:30 The Tiger, 103.3 FM. Again, a couple of ways you can be involved with the show. You can go ahead and call us on the Pearl Restaurant hotline, 318-RALLY-45, 318-725-5945. You can text us on the Bobby L. Green Hey, Coach O. Rogers, every time you play that, I keep thinking, dang, I need to text O and see if he wants to come on the show. Yeah, you can, yeah.
We're coming. And we ain't backing down.
He ain't backing down, Rogers. That was that the championship year that he said that, or was that after that?
Oh, it was either the year before or that year.
Okay, I can't remember.
It was either the year before,
right.
And then he followed it up, or it was that same year.
Right.
One of the two.
That was because year before was 10 wins. Right, they beat Central.
I think that's why I'm thinking it's the year before, since they went undefeated that year.
Right.
He wouldn't have to be coming. He would already be arrived.
He was already there, Rogers.
Yes. I do believe it was the year before,
Okay.
and then the next year is when they just laid waste to the college football world.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's one of the great one of the great sort of summer arguments that you can have. What's the greatest single team in college football history? In 2019, LSU is at the top, near the top. It's one of them. They're in the discussion. There was some of those 90s Florida teams, the 90s Nebraska teams, some of the USC teams, Pete Carroll's USC teams. Not to mention the ones back in the 60s and 70s that I don't really know anything about. But it's one of those fun like summer, when there's nothing going on in July. Kind of thought exercises is what's the single best team of any year in college football history, and it's hard to argue. And look, some of those Alabama teams, right, that Saban had. I did see Matt Moscano going off on the fact that Alabama went and got a transfer wide receiver from SMU, and like that shows that Alabama's done, and Nick Saban's not there anymore, so they're toast. I would like to remind him and really everyone else in the LSU fandom that Kalen DeBoer has basically been a success wherever he's gone. So maybe this year it's not there, but don't count out Kalen DeBoer playing for national championships. Rogers, correct me if I'm wrong. Did Kalen DeBoer play for a national championship this past season at Watt? Oh, yeah, he did.
Not that I recollect, my friend.
No, he didn't play for a national championship last year. I think he got beaten by Michigan in the national championship game. Like, come on, man. Kalen DeBoer is a hell of a coach. Like, let's not act like because Saban's vanished that Alabama doesn't have relevance anymore and won't have the ability to win games. That's just crazy. So, just because they went and got a 3-star receiver from SMU, that shows that recruiting sucks. Like, they're having to go get SMU receivers. Like, Saban would have never done that. Well, yeah. You ever heard of Rome Odunze? Right? You ever heard of Michael Penix, who, by the way, came from Indiana to go to Washington and was second, I think? And was he second in the Heisman? I think he was second to Jaden Daniels. Let's not act like Kalen DeBoer can't coach, right? Like, he's proven that at every level he's been to. Fresno State, Sioux Falls, up to Washington, and wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if within the next 2, 3, 4 years, Alabama is in the 12-team playoff, every year. Wouldn't surprise me. Kalen DeBoer is that good a coach. Same thing with Lance Leipold, right? These coaches that came out of the D3 NAIA ranks that were incredibly successful there, they know how to coach. Like, these are guys that know how to win with resources that are so much lesser than what they have now. I mean, look at what Kansas has done under Lance Leipold, who's our boy. Look, we love Lance Leipold. He's a friend. But look what they've done. Like, come on, man. It's insanity what they've got going on. So, yeah, like, let's not act like just because Saban has left Alabama that suddenly Alabama is going to go be a trash heap type program. That's just not necessarily going to, and it could, right? Kalen DeBoer could go and be a massive failure, but nothing in his background would lead you to believe that that would be the case. Squishy said, I find myself singing along on, the GeekCon ad with John C. McGinley. So, wrong, 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 wrong. Yeah, I do too, actually. And Scrubs was one of my favorite shows. Dr. Cox was such a tremendous character. John C. McGinley, obviously one of the folks that's coming in for GeekCon. Speaking of that, we need to, definitely in July, I think we need to get GeekCon Daddy back on the show. It'll be weird, Rogers. At that point, who knows? He may be doing the show from the studio, and I may still be here. Might have an in-studio guest when I'm not in studio. That would be a little strange. But, yeah, we got to get GeekCon Daddy here before too long and have him on, Greg Adams, to talk about this year's GeekCon lineup with... it doesn't have that massive anchor star this year that we've seen in years past, but it is a really solid ensemble of folks. And, that to me, that's what makes an event like GeekCon really good, is when it offers a wide variety of different guests, right? You have folks from anime, you have folks from the cartoon world, you have folks from, movies, you have folks from television, horror, sci-fi, video games. Like, that's what I love those years when you've got, because you never know, right? Like, they had, I can't remember her name, that she came in and she was on some show that I'd never heard of before, like in my entire life. And this girl had lines like you wouldn't believe. And because it was just, she was very popular within that particular, fan base, fandom, and they were there. They showed up, and it was something I'd legitimately, and I'm a nerd, right? Like I am the GeekCon, other than being being an older nerd and not really familiar with a lot of the anime and stuff on that side of things. Like, I'm an old school sci-fi nerd. LeVar Burton, as Rogers can tell you, LeVar Burton was one of the few people that I've ever truly sort of been intimidated to talk to. I don't usually get intimidated by guests, but LeVar Burton was that guy for me, because not only reading Rainbow, but also Star Trek The Next Generation, which was my show growing up. So that's my fandom. I kind of go that way. But then, Matthew Lillard shows up and half the people are there because he was in Scream, and half the people were there because he was Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. Zoinks! Like, that's what I love about GeekCon, is the breadth of guests that they can get that are from all different genres, and it allows all different people who, hey, maybe this person isn't into this aspect of nerddom. They're into this aspect of it. Well, hey, we got this guest for you, and that's perfect. Maybe you're a gamer, so you're going to like the guy who was Master Chief, right? Maybe you're you're more on you like more of the animation and stuff. Well, we got the voice of Mickey Mouse and Tinkerbell and just, all of that stuff, man. It's awesome. That's what I love about GeekCon. I absolutely love the fact that they cover so many different areas of fandom. And it, again, looks like a really, really strong guest list. Not that overwhelming star at the top, but Tony Todd is terrific. Candyman and was in Star Trek, been in a bunch of different things. John C. McGinley, who was in Scrubs. They've got a nice list of guests this year that really cover a lot of different bases. The governor from The Walking Dead, like I'm super excited to meet him. David Morrissey, like there's a lot of folks that I'm excited to have on at some point. Double J said maybe soon they can get some of the Farscape crew, best sci-fi series ever. I never saw Farscape. I also never saw Firefly. I know a lot of people love Firefly with Nathan Fillion, but and it was everybody got a lot of people upset because it got canceled after one season. But yeah, again, that's not my particular. Wasn't one of my shows. Battlestar Galactica, not one of my shows. But I love Star Trek. All the various Star Trek series. I love them. Star Wars, I'm a fan of. All of that stuff. So. There you go. GeekCon coming up in the middle of August. Our show brought to you by the fine folks at Bobby L. Green Plumbing and the Pearl Restaurant in Shreveport, where not only are the burgers ham-bone approved, but the steaks are ham-bone approved as well. Man, how much more approval by ham-bone can the Pearl get? The 47-foot bar, with Budweiser. Do they have the tap-in for you yet, ham-bone, when y'all went last time, or is it still in transit? So to speak.
Last time we were there, it was not, but that was last week, so you never know.
Yeah, so, the ham-bone tap going in at some point, he's going to give that the ham-bone seal of approval.
And there's an outside chance we may be going tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Well, don't invite me, for goodness sakes.
No, we're trying to coordinate with like 3 different people who have other schedules.
A lot of coordination going on.
Trying to coordinate with Lord Hester and Kelly, the most brilliant engineer we've ever
Sure.
known.
Oh, that reminds me, Rogers. I meant to text him earlier and forgot.
And we're just me, you, and him will do something this weekend.
Okay, cool. Yeah, like I said, I'm around all weekend.
But I think tomorrow we may be trying to do a little lunch thing, and I will let you know for sure.
Okay.
It just kind of was thrown together as Fletch was walking out this morning, and because when Adam left, he goes, "Hey man, I actually, if we're going to get away and do lunch this week, Friday's my best day."
Okay.
So when Fletch was leaving, he was like, "Well, tell Kelly that, and maybe we'll do lunch tomorrow." So that it's all in the works, and that's as far as I go. And as soon as I know more details, we were going to let you know, because I know you can do lunch because that's before your window that you got to be home.
Yeah. It's that Sundowner's window is a beast, man.
Yeah. So that's one of the places we're leaning toward for lunch tomorrow, just to have a normal little lunch, and then over the weekend, I told Kelly that you wanted to do something.
Absolutely. Yeah. Dang right we do. Yes.
He's been getting some stuff done, man. He's fixed some stuff in my computer that has been messed up for a while.
Oh, there you go.
He got into the board and found where some stuff somehow or another. I think when we had our last power hit, some things switched.
Okay.
Like went back to their original settings.
Defaulted.
Yes. So he had to go in and fix a bunch of stuff. So it's a little better today than it was yesterday.
Tell him to throw that music library on there so you can start searching for some music, man.
I know how to get to it. I just, while we're live, I hate switching around.
I know.
But he fixed the Adobe for me. I'm recording your voice now.
Oh,
everything is now being recorded.
Oh, there you go.
He fixed all that. So if I had to replay an hour of your show, now I have your voice included.
There you go. Well, Rogers, maybe don't mention that out loud until after my vacation.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Oh, no, I can't
I'm sorry.
do it.
I'm sorry, you're breaking up. What was that? I didn't hear you.
Yeah, no, sorry, it stopped recording in the computer, so we can't re-air any shows while
and
Patrick
speaking
is
of,
gone.
I've taken that you've let Geek Kong Daddy know that week he needs.
Yeah. They've known for weeks.
And you might need to remind our dear leader, because he's got a lot on his plate.
I'll send a reminder. But yeah, they've known for weeks because we settled on this week probably about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, and honestly it was around Guardians home game, we had a couple of opportunities for Guardians home game. Speaking of Rogers Hampton, why the hell is David Fry not in the lineup today? I mean, come on, man, what are we doing? Like David, for every time you put him in the lineup,
man, you got to keep it. You got to keep him healthy and fresh, because he's going to be the key to that team.
Yeah, you do.
He's really good. A guy that can play that many positions, that's an asset not many teams have.
No, they don't. And by the way, if you are wanting to vote in the All-Star balloting,
There you go.
The fan vote is happening, so go vote for David Fry. You can vote 5 times a day. And what I found out, Rogers, is you don't have to vote for a whole team. Because I was like, I don't know enough about all these. Like, there's 20 guys listed for the AL first base. Like, I don't know all these 20 guys that are in the AL first base. Like, I don't know all this. So what I did is I voted for David Fry for AL, and he's listed as a DH, which is going to be tough. DH is a tough position in the AL. But he's listed at the DH spot. I wish they had a utility spot, right? Like, have a spot for guys who have more than X number of starts at like 2 or 3 different positions. I think that would be very valuable. But yeah, so he's listed as the DH, and it's a loaded field of DH folks. But Rogers, all I did, I was like, can I just vote for Fry? And then I did Shohei Ohtani because he was right there on the NL DH. I was like, can I just vote for the 2 of them? And I submitted my vote, and they're like, yep, you're good. And I was like, well, and they said you can vote 4 more times. And the cool thing is you don't have to go in and like keep putting in your vote again. Like, you just hit vote again, and it just takes your same vote that you did and count it again. So I clicked it, 4 more times, and it voted me 5 times. So I literally voted for David Fry 5 times and Shohei Ohtani 5 times as AL and NL DH, and I didn't vote for anybody else. I was like, I don't know if I should probably go vote for Altuve, because he's going to win. He'll be the AL second baseman. But yeah, man, if you've got a chance to go to the MLB All-Star page and vote for David Fry, man. And matter of fact, Rogers, the Cleveland Guardians put out their little graphic about voting for, don't forget to vote for our All-Stars. And that the graphic, it's like Jose Ramirez, who's having one of the best seasons of any player like ever right now. And then right next to him is David Fry. I'm like, you made it, dude. You're on the graphic you're the second guy on the graphic to go vote for the All-Stars. That'd be insane if he made it to the All-Star team in his second year, in his first full year in the majors. Like, what an insane thing to have happen. But again, his on-base percentage is tops in the majors. His OPS is insane. He's over 1,000 OPS, better than Aaron Judge at this point, who's knocking the cover off the ball. So yeah, go vote 5 times a day. You can vote. So go vote 5 times today for David Fry and keep it up. The fan voting does make a difference when it comes to getting people into the All-Star game. So definitely make sure that if you're listening, go vote for David Fry. If nothing else, just because he has been a guest on the Patrick Netherton Show, and he will again be a guest on the Patrick Netherton Show, probably in July when we get back from our vacation. The Memorial Tournament is going on. Scotty Scheffler leading the way at 5 under par. No arrests this time. Adam Hadwin playing well. He's 5 under par. Xander Schauffele, Victor Hovland, Ludwig Oberg, Billy Horschel, and then Shreveport's own Sam Burns, 1 under through 14. Sam had a top 10 finish in his last tournament, so hopefully Sam can continue to keep things up. Diapers and formula aren't cheap, so Sam got to make that money to keep them diapers and formula going for the little baby. Got to make sure you got that going on. All right, we'll keep abreast with the Memorial. We got to talk more WNBA. We've got NBA. We've got NFL, Major League Baseball, and we're giving away a tie and a koozie. So feel free to text us on the Bobby L. Green Plumbing text line at 318-6570-HAM, 318-657-0426. Let us know that you would like to win the koozie and the tie, or you'd like to enter to win the items today, and we will put you on the list. We'll draw 2 winners coming up at the end of the show. 1 hour down, 1 hour to go. It is the Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM, and the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@NethertonShow. Much like Kilimanjaro rises like Olympus above the Serengeti, the Patrick Netherton Show will be back. Patrick Netherton Show, 11:30 The Tiger, Rogers and Patrick, that's us. Hope everyone is having a wonderful day. We are continuing to rock and roll along. Don't forget, we're giving away a couple of LSU items on the show today. We've got a nice little LSU alumni and friends koozie. It's a purple and gold koozie that we'll be giving away. One side says LSU alumni, Shreveport, Bossier, and friends. Other side says Boo Bama, which, I mean, what more can you say other than Boo Bama? So you got that going on, and then we've also got a really nice tie. It is purple and gold tartan with a white stripe in there as well. It is the official tartan plaid pattern of LSU. So we got those two things to give away. All you have to do to be entered is simply text us on the Bobby L. Green Plumbing text line and let us know that you would like to be entered. I'll write your name in my little book, and then we'll go from there. So that's what we got going on the Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM. Super excited to have you with us for the show today. Let's see. What do we got going on in the world of sports? We're keeping up with all of the various goings on in Major League Baseball. The Guardians are playing right now. The Royals have tied it up against the Guardians 3-3. That is in the bottom of the sixth. And the Blue Jays hammering the Orioles 6-1. So we'll get to a couple of texts on the Bobby L. Green Plumbing text line, 318-657-0HAM, 318-657-0426. Bobby L. Green Plumbing, just the best in the business, right? Whether you need plumbing, you need heating, you need air conditioning, you need gas work. Feels like they do just about anything. Almost anything that seems like it breaks in your house when it comes to utilities. The only thing they don't do is electric. That's about it. But anything else in your house that needs fixing, chances are Bobby L. Green Plumbing can handle it for you. They are the experts. They've been doing it for over 60 years, and just incredible service. And not only that, but the thing I love is they offer discounts. First responders, churches, senior citizen discounts. They offer discounts on some of their services. You can get coupons for like $20, $25 off of certain services. And they offer financing, because look, there's sometimes, right, something goes wrong in the house and maybe it's not covered by the homeowner insurance, and next thing you know, you're looking at a significant bill to get something fixed, and it's no fault of your own, but it just, these things happen. Well, they've got the ability to help you out with that as well. They offer financing that you can go through, so you can make sure and make it a little bit more affordable. So get them out to your house to check on your air conditioning unit, make sure it is ship shape before we get started for the worst part of summer, which is on its way. I mean, it's already 90-something degrees outside today, and it is only going to get hotter as we go along. Double J on the Bobby L. Green Plumbing text line. Oh, by the way, find them at 631-0235. 631-0235, or text them. Go online and schedule an appointment at greenplumbing.com. That's GREENE plumbing.com. Double J said, let's give David Fry the Netherton nudge. Vote early and vote often. Yeah, agreed. 5 times a day that you can vote. So go vote, man. Make it happen. Let's get David Fry as many votes as we can. See if we can't get him into the All-Star game. That'd be absolutely insane. By the way, the All-Star game is in Arlington, too, so it'd be a bit of a homecoming for Fry to head back to the Dallas-Fort Worth area, so that would be cool as well. Let's see. 318 said, glad I'm not the only one that sings along to that John C. McGinley thing. Also, if you haven't seen the Ron LaFleur story starring LeVar Burton, that's a good one of my favorites. Yeah, I've heard about it. I've never seen it. But I have heard about it. Yeah, LeVar Burton is spectacular, man. Reading Rainbow alone, if he had never done anything else other than Reading Rainbow, he would have made just an incredible, indelible impact on society. But Roots, when he was first breaking into acting, the saga that basically the book adaptation and the role that he played as Kunta Kinte. That was insane. Then you add in Reading Rainbow, and then he's transitioned off of that into Star Trek: The Next Generation, and he brought Reading Rainbow back. There's a whole documentary on Reading Rainbow as well, which I need to watch. I haven't checked it out just yet. Cocky on the Bobby L. Green Plumbing text line said, "Kiss." Trying to be like our boy Trey, I see, which is fine. Look, we're not mad about that. Feel free. Again, if you would like to enter to win an LSU koozie or LSU tie, necktie, really nice, by the way, very nice tie. You can wear it to work, all of that stuff. Then feel free to text us on the Bobby L. Green Plumbing text line, 318-657-0HAM, 318-657-0426. Gino Auriemma has chimed in on the whole Caitlin Clark thing that's going on. Said Gino Auriemma said, "Is she facing the rookie challenge, the rookie hardships that are inherent with being a rookie? Yes." He then said she's also being targeted. On Kennedy Carter not talking to reporters or not answering the question after the game. Gino Auriemma said that's junior high stuff. Auriemma said, "I don't remember when Michael Jordan came into the league, guys looking to go out and beat him up. I don't remember when Bird and Magic came in the league and elevated the NBA, them getting targeted and getting beat up just because of who they were and the attention they were getting. Appreciate the fact that now's the time for the WNBA. I get it. It's long overdue. Why are you blaming that kid? It's not her fault, because you would trade places with her in a minute, but you are not there. You're not her. So you're bitching that she's getting what she's getting." Rebecca Lobo said, "I don't think there's any jealousy or pettiness that is fueling dirty play. Now, is the attention she's getting on the defensive end unprecedented for a rookie? It absolutely is. We've never seen a rookie picked up 94 feet from the basket when she doesn't have the ball in her hands. We've never seen a rookie being face guarded 35 feet from the basket when she's on the weak side of the floor. Are veterans playing physical with her? They are. But I've not seen anything excessive or anything dirty until the Kennedy Carter hit. Kennedy gave a previously toothless argument, some fangs." Brianna Stewart was asked. She said, "This is the best league in the world. Nobody's going to give you anything easy. It's about understanding that and learning how to play through it at this level. They're the fastest, the strongest, the quickest. That's why this is the WNBA. Continue to pay attention to what we do. Understand that we're trying to bring our best basketball. When we're playing against other teams, we're obviously trying to win. But as a collective, we're trying to bring this league to a better place altogether." And I absolutely agree with that. I believe that they all want the league to be better. I do think there is jealousy when it comes to Caitlin Clark, and there is the idea that she has not earned the right to have the type of hype that she has. The problem is, this has happened in every sport, in every league. Every year we have some phenom that shows up, and then occasionally you have a once-in-a-generation type of phenom that shows up. LeBron James was on the cover of Sports Illustrated as a high school player, right? And then he comes into the league, and I don't know, maybe they did. Maybe I'm misremembering, but I don't remember them beating him up as a rookie coming in as a high schooler. He just developed, and eventually he became arguably one of the greatest players in the history of basketball. That happens. We get superstars that are unproven in professional sports that enter professional sports. Tiger Woods shows up with an unbelievable amount of hype, and he lived up to it. Now, the difference is no one in golf is playing defense. It's just him and his swing. There's nobody out there trying to guard him. There's nobody trying to be physical with him, rough him up, any of that stuff. That's the main thing. When you are the latest phenom, you go to the professional leagues and they want to make a statement on you. And it is beholden to you to move past it. again, no one, I think, I'm not sure. By the way, there was a congressman in Indiana who sent a letter to the WNBA about you need to watch out what's going on with Caitlin Clark or whatever. I don't believe, and maybe I'm wrong, but I don't believe that anyone is decrying the physicality of play against her when the ball is in action, right? When the ball is in play and something's happening, I don't think anyone's going, oh no, like they shouldn't be face guarding her 35 feet from the basket. Like no one's saying give her shots, but you can't have the cheap shots that we have seen. And it's happened a couple of times. You just can't have that. That sort of stuff is unacceptable. And again, I go back to my point in the first segment. My point in the first segment was I don't think the league and the officials and the folks that run the league are ready for what Caitlin Clark is bringing them in terms of notoriety, attention, and eyeballs, right? Because I don't think they're ready for this. I don't think they knew how to handle this. I think they'll get there, much as Caitlin Clark is going to figure out how to play in the WNBA. She's too good not to. She'll, by year 2 and 3, she'll be a superstar. She's not putting up superstar numbers right now, although she is averaging 17 a game and she's like 4th in the league in assists. It's not like she's not putting up great numbers, but she's not shooting it particularly well. And all of that will come as she gets older and moves along. But this idea that we need to, that the WNBA doesn't need to find some way to police themselves, they've got to figure this out. They've got to get the officials on the same page with what is a technical, what is a flagrant, what's okay. How do we know when's the right time to call a technical or a flagrant and when's the right time to walk away? That's what they have to figure out is when do you walk, when is it okay? Again, I go back to the Angel Reese scenario from the other night, right? She gets 2 technicals, boom, boom, and gets tossed because she was talking back to the officials, right? And you don't want the players yakking at the officials and showing them up and all that. She threw her arms out or whatever. You don't want that. But there has to be give her a tee and walk away. Or give her a tee and walk up to her and say, hey, that's enough. Like, I've teed you up and calm it down. If you want to talk to me, come talk to me calmly. Don't show me up. You got a tee. That's your warning. Play ball, right? And then see if, kind of let her go on from there. Now, sometimes you get a player or a coach who just wants to be tossed or is in such a fit of rage that it doesn't matter. They're going to get tossed anyway. But it didn't seem like Angel Reese was there. It seemed like she was, it was give her a technical. She talked back to you, fine, give her the tee. Then either walk away as the official or just go up to her and say, hey, I've given you the tee. That's your warning. Knock it off. Put your head down, play ball. Like, don't talk to me. And then let her make the choice to then come back and say something else after the fact and then run her. I think there's a little, maybe too much. It was a little too much of an overreaction to what went down with the Kennedy Carter, Caitlin Clark thing. That's what it felt like, at least. So definitely don't want to have an overreaction. And you want to see this. I want to see the WNBA succeed. They're at a precipice right now, right? They are on. They're on a point right now where one side is they continue to grow and the league settles in and everyone can enjoy the superstardom. And not only do you have Caitlin Clark raising the league, but then as we've talked about numerous times, folks watch the games and they decide to go ahead and oh, look, I really enjoyed watching A'ja Wilson. You should. She's a 2-time MVP, but I really enjoyed watching her, so I'm going to keep watching the Aces after I watch them play Clark, right? Or maybe you pick one of the other rookies, or it's someone else entirely. Like that's all on the table. But if you as the league and officials don't figure out how to correctly police the league itself, then you run the risk of people turning it off because they think it's a clown show. Right? Like the fact that you gave Carter a technical after the fact, which was the correct call at the time, but the officials didn't make it. But then you turn around a couple of days later and you rescind a technical because the officials, maybe overreacted. Like, you got to get your officials together and on the same page. Like, you can't be a league that goes around second guessing its officials day after day after day. That is a terrible look. And you also can't be a league that allows the kind of cheap shots that we have seen from time to time on a player like Caitlin Clark. Make sure you're adjudicating the game fairly, whether it's Clark or anybody else. But the league's got to get this figured out, or else when they're standing right there at the precipice, and one move is to go higher and one move is to fall off the cliff, well, you're in danger of falling off the cliff right now if you're the WNBA. And they don't want that. I don't want that. I don't think anybody wants that. We'd all love to have a fun league that we get to watch. All right, let's take a break. Don't forget you can enter for your chance to win a beautiful LSU tie or a koozie. All you have to do is text the show on the Bobby L. Green Plumbing text line, 318-657-0HAM, 318-657-0426. Text the show. Let me know you'd like to enter the contest. That's all you have to say. Enter. Give me an entry. I want to enter, whatever. Text us that. It's 100% free. And we will give away a koozie and a tie coming up in the last segment of the show. So you have basically 30 minutes to get in the contest. Our show brought to you by Bobby L. Green Plumbing and the Pearl Restaurant in Shreveport. We'll tell you more about the Pearl when we come back, and those delicious steaks that are ham bone approved, just like the burgers are. We'll tell you more about those when we come back. It is the Patrick Netherton Show. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@Netherton Show. That's youtube.com/@Netherton Show. We'll be back. Patrick Netherton Show, 11:30 The Tiger, Rogers and Patrick, that's us. Don't forget we're giving away a koozie and a necktie, both LSU items. All you have to do is text us on the Bobby L. Green Plumbing text line, 318-657-0HAM, 318-657-0426. Feel free to text us on the Bobby L. Green Plumbing text line, and we will give you an opportunity to win this sweet koozie that says Boo Bama on one side. It says LSU alumni, Shreveport, Bossier, and friends. And then we've got this sweet official LSU necktie. And just to know that it's official, on the back side of it, it actually has the official LSU sticker on it. It says the officially licensed plaid of LSU, a tartan tradition. So there you go, officially licensed. Necktie and koozie, both available to you, that we'll draw in about 20, 25 minutes or so. So make sure you get your entries in over on the Bobby L. Green Plumbing text line at 318-657-0HAM, 318-657-0426. Elvis Presto chimes in, Rush, Trey Langford, Rush! Yes, we've got our Rush fans, that is for sure, no doubt about that. The memorial going on in Dublin, Ohio. Right now, Sam Burns 1 under through 17. That puts him in a tie for 17th. Adam Hadwin out to a tremendous day today. 7 under through 17. He would have the lead by 2. Adam Hadwin, who his if you've never followed him and his wife on Twitter, I need to add on Twitter there. If you've never followed Adam Hadwin and his wife, pause. That would be bad. If you've never followed them on Twitter, his wife especially, they are really fun follows on Twitter. They have a lot of fun. They kind of talk about their daily lives, but do it with some humor, and it's very high quality. So if you've never checked out Adam Hadwin and his wife on Twitter, please go follow them. Her name is Jessica Hadwin. They are great follows. But Hadwin leading the tournament right now at Muirfield Village with he's a 7 under through 17. Scotty Scheffler at 5 under. Xander Schauffele and Ludwig Oberg at 4 under. Group of 4 at 3. Actually, it's a group of 5 at 3. And then a bunch of people at 2, and then a bunch of people at 1, including Sam Burns, Tommy Fleetwood, Max Homa, Justin Thomas, all sitting there at 1 under par. So a lot of good stuff going on at the Memorial. So we were talking about the WNBA and Kennedy Carter. Well, there was there was a little incident at their team hotel in Washington. Their bus rolled up, and a person showed up with a camera, and he was trying to approach Kennedy Carter, who obviously was the one that had the foul against Caitlin Clark. Video of the incident was posted but later deleted. One of the teammates wrote a post on X that the video was edited and didn't include the man directing racist and misogynistic remarks at the players. Isabel Harrison said, "Thank God for security. My teammate being harassed at our hotel is insane. Couldn't even step off the bus." And there's going to be extra security for the team. Ford Angel Reese, of course, former LSU Tiger, said, finding out our team's hotel to pull with a camera as we got off the bus and put it in my teammate's face and harass her is nasty work. This really is out of control and needs to stop. One of the other players said, we have security and they did a great job of de-escalating the situation and protecting us. It's still extremely weird and crosses the boundaries, meeting us right when we get off the bus. Brianna Turner, who was one of their forwards, said, I wasn't present for the interaction, but what occurred isn't acceptable. Didn't realize that when we said grow the game, that would be interpreted as harassing players at hotels. Yes, we travel with security, thankfully, but the absurd headlines recently have created an unstable environment for our safety. Yeah, again, this is, I go back to, and I hate to belabor the point, but this goes back to the WNBA not being ready for what Caitlin Clark has brought to the league. The eyeballs, the attention, not ready for any of that. And so you get, security inadequate, right? When's the last time an NBA bus rolled up to a team hotel and there was not a lot, the stanchions are out, the team gets off the bus. There are autograph seekers and folks that are out there, but the team, they walk through them, but they're not harassed by them. No one can approach them. Like, WNBA has never had to deal with this before, and now they are. And so the league needs to figure it out in a hurry before we actually do have an incident that occurs and that is awful and we can't change. All right, the other big story in the world of sports we haven't gotten to is all this talk about J.J. Redick being the next coach of the Lakers. Not so fast. It appears the Lakers are trying to go get Dan Hurley of UConn. The Adrian Wojnarowski posting this morning that the Lakers are preparing a massive long-term contract to try to bring Dan Hurley to the Lakers. Apparently, Lakers Vice President of Basketball Operations General Manager Rob Pelinka and Governor Jeannie Buss, I like Governor, are eager to formally discuss with Hurley their vision of marrying his dominant program built upon his tactical acumen and his elite player development with the storied Lakers brand. Hurley has often described his ambition to one day coach in the NBA and has expressed to the Lakers a desire to explore the full picture of partnership with one of basketball's winningest franchises. LeBron James apparently has been impressed with what Dan Hurley does offensively, and so there is a good chance LeBron James posted on X about Dan Hurley. He's damn good, along with his staff. Super creative with their offense. Love it. And yeah, what Dan Hurley's doing offensively is spectacular in college basketball. And look, there's a lot of talk about with Jim Harbaugh leaving Michigan to go to the Chargers, and now potentially Dan Hurley leaving UConn to go to the Lakers. There's a lot of talk of this is the ruination of college athletics. This is what NIL and transfer portal and all this has wrought on college athletics. And what I would tell you is both of those guys have won championships. Both of those guys have gotten to the pinnacle of their profession, right? Jim Harbaugh has never won a Super Bowl. Dan Hurley has never won an NBA title. Dan Hurley has won 2 college basketball national championships. Jim Harbaugh has won 1, the reigning national champion. He's won a national championship. Coaches at that level are usually, and I say usually because not everyone falls under the same umbrella, but typically coaches at that level are wired to want whatever the next challenge is, right? What does Dan Hurley have to prove in college basketball anymore? He's been dominant the last 2 years. They won championships. They were barely even really. They won them reasonably easily. They were barely challenged in winning those titles. So what does he have left to prove at the collegiate level? Nothing. What does Jim Harbaugh have to prove at the collegiate level? He won a national championship. Nothing. And by the way, both of those guys won their titles in today's current NIL transfer portal climate. So this idea that competitive guys would not want to try to reach the next level of competition and try to conquer the next level of competition is crazy. This is not a referendum on college athletics. This is more they have done all they can do in college athletics, and now they want the next challenge. The next challenge is go win a Super Bowl for Harbaugh. The next challenge is go win an NBA title for Dan Hurley, right? So it's not surprising that they would take this step. It would be surprising if a guy who was kind of middling or maybe was take a guy like Matt Painter, right? Purdue has been very good. They have, they've been number 1 seeds. They've been over the last several. And by the way, Purdue has another 7-3 kid coming in. I mean, come on. They have been very good. They've been dominant. They have not won titles, right? So if Matt Painter made the jump to the NBA, then you could possibly say, hey, he's kind of tired of trying to get it done in college. Right? He hasn't been successful. He's had really good regular seasons, but hasn't been able to get the title, get the championship. Even with Zach Edey at the helm, like he was not able to go win a title. So it could be easy to say a guy like that was jumping simply because he felt like he couldn't get to the pinnacle in college, so go to the NBA and try. He was tired of trying to make it work in college and not succeeding. You can't say that about Dan Hurley and Jim Harbaugh. Those guys accomplished everything they wanted to accomplish in college athletics. So they made the jump to the professional level. And you know what? It remains to be seen. Maybe Jim Harbaugh is terrible. Now, obviously, we've seen him go to the Super Bowl before with the 49ers, right? We've seen him get there. We've not seen him win it, but we've seen him get there. So maybe he'll be successful. Maybe he won't. We don't know. If Dan Hurley does end up taking the Lakers job, maybe he'll be successful with the Lakers. Maybe he won't. But this will be the next great challenge for these guys is getting to the professional level and winning it there too. Eventually winning, it doesn't get old, but it gets burdensome. Right? It's the idea that you have to keep winning, right? If Dan Hurley wins back-to-back championships and he turns around next year and he gets to the Sweet 16 and then loses, well, that's a failure of a season. Like that's what he's dealing with now. The expectations are so high for him that anything less than a title is considered a failure. And that's got to be very uncomfortable to work with and to work through. So I am not in the least bit surprised that Dan Hurley would want to make this move. What I am somewhat surprised about is the timing of it, right? I mean, you're talking about a class that you brought in that's a high-level class, and you may turn around and these guys, who knows how many guys are going to hit the portal? Who if you're UConn, who do you get to come in and sort of take over this program at this point and try to sort of keep the wheels on the bus, so to speak? That to me is the real challenge, is if Hurley takes the Lakers job, what the heck does UConn do? Who can they bring in that is going to be able to keep their terrific class and their cast of players together and make sure that they're willing to get back in it and try to fight for a national championship with a new coach, because they're going to have a month to go get in the portal and try to get somewhere else. So a lot of things to consider. All right. Last chance for you to enter our giveaway for our LSU tie and koozie. Tomorrow we'll be giving away LSU sunglasses and a 10-pack of styrofoam cups. We'll be doing that tomorrow. Don't forget also tomorrow Chris Vanini of The Athletic will join us. We will talk a little bit about the upcoming NCAA Football 25, and we'll discuss some of the other goings-on in college athletics as well with Chris Vanini. But if you want to get in for your opportunity to win this koozie and this LSU tie, you need to text us on the Bobby L. Green Plumbing text line, 318-6570-HAM, 318-657-0426. Text us and let us know that you want in on the drawing, because we'll be doing that in about 10 minutes or so. So you got about 10 minutes to get your entry in. Just text us and say, hey, I want in. Red Dragon did. So definitely make sure that you text in and let us know that you want in on the drawing. You only got about 10 minutes left. We'll take a break. It's the Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM, and over on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@NethertonShow. We'll be back. Patrick Netherton Show, 11:30. The Tiger, Rogers, and Patrick. That's us. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day. We are giving away an LSU tie and an LSU koozie. So if you want to get into the drawing, you better let me know in the next 5 minutes or so, because we are drawing really even sooner than that. So if you are wanting to get in, you better get in the next 2 or 3 minutes. Text us on the Bobby L. Green Plumbing text line, 318-657-0HAM, 318-657-0426. You can also call us if you want, although it's a little late in the show for phone calls. But you can call us if you like on the Pearl Restaurant Hotline. The Pearl, 70th and Fern Avenue in the old La Madeleine building. Such amazing food. Everything from raw oysters, grilled oysters, 47-foot bar that you can enjoy all of the spirits, wine, alcohol, beer, whatever you want. They got all of it available for you there at the bar. You've got the boudin dip appetizer. You got Cajun fries appetizer. You got fried green tomatoes. You got all kind of amazing entrees, all sorts of po' boys. I got the catfish, a chaff-a-lye, and it was ridiculously good. Blackened catfish over cheese grits with some sauce and a little fried crawfish tails on there. Just ridiculous, man. So good at the Pearl. Robert and crew, Chef Angie, doing just amazing work. And not only are, as we mentioned in the spot, not only are the hamburgers ham bone approved, but the steaks are also ham bone approved. And again, Hambone doesn't give away the seal of approval for just anyone. There are a lot of businesses out there that have wanted that coveted Hambone seal, Hambone thumbs up, and have not gotten it. Well, the Pearl gets it. And you can tell because he keeps going back, right? Hambone's one of those guys, he'll give you 1, maybe 2 shots, and if it's not good, he ain't going back. He doesn't live his life. He doesn't been doing this too long. He doesn't need to go waste time eating at places he don't like. Well, he's been back to the Pearl numerous times and continues to go back and talking about even going back tomorrow. So that lets you know how good it is for Hambone. The Pearl Restaurant, 70th and Fern Avenue. Again, all you have to do is show up at the old La Madeleine building, and they will take care of you, Robert and Chef Angie and crew. Again, please let them know you heard about it on the Patrick Netherton Show. That helps us out. Lets them know that their advertising dollars are working, and we definitely want them to believe that their advertising dollars are working. Sam Burns is done with his first round at the Memorial. He is 1 under par, 1 under 71, and finds himself tied for 17th. Adam Hadwin ended up bogeying his final hole of the day, and so Hadwin sits at 6 under in the lead. Scotty Scheffler a shot back. Then Xander Schauffele, Ludwig Oberg, and Colin Morikawa. All right, I'm going to take entries for about another 30 seconds or so. If you've not gotten your entry in for today's LSU items, the necktie and the koozie, I'll give you just a few more seconds. 318-657-0426, 6570-HAM. That's the Bobby L. Green Plumbing text line. And then we'll have Rogers pick us a couple of numbers at random for the koozie and the tie. All right, so we'll say 10 more seconds in case anybody's listening on a little delay and wants to get in. And all right, doesn't seem like anyone else wants to get in. So Rogers Hampton, I need from you, sir, a number between 1 and 15. 1 and 15. This is for the koozie, by the way. This is for the koozie. 1 and 15, please, sir. Oh, I'm talking to myself. Well, that's not good. See if Rogers can reconnect here. The folks on YouTube are actually still enjoying this, but looks like I got disconnected over on the phone line. Let me see if I can reconnect here via the phone. Oh, phone line's busy. All right, well, I guess we won't give away the items today. We've got the list I was going to let Hambone. I hadn't heard any word from old Hambone. Okay. Well, I guess we'll wrap it up for the folks on the YouTube channel. Tried to call the hotline and got a busy signal. Yeah, got a busy signal again. So I don't know. All right, well, I don't know what went down at the radio station, but for those of you on YouTube, I guess we'll finish it up. Internet went down in the building. Okay, so that's why the show ended. All right, so for those of you on the YouTube channel, we'll give away the tie and the koozie in first thing on the show tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll have internet back up, and that'll be. We'll give it away. Double J said it must have been a ghost chicken in the system. Yeah, I guess so. All right, so I did notice Rogers wasn't responding. So, yeah, and by the way, the phone lines are also over the internet. So if you lose the internet, you lose the phone lines and the connection. Luckily, we got all the way through it. So first thing on the show tomorrow at 1 o'clock, we'll give away the tie and the koozie, and then we'll give away some sunglasses and a big stack of styrofoam cups. So apologies for that. This has been the Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM. Come back and join us tomorrow from 1 to 3 right here on the Patrick Netherton Show.